So this is right at the boat ramp, and Greer Spring is actually just to the right here, that direction. Water's a little higher from here. It's a nice green color, and we'll see if we can't get some trout here shortly. Kayak's loaded down pretty heavily with food for 4 days. So I think I'm coming up to the spring here on the right. There's some fast water. And then I'm going to fish off to the left. Yeah, this is the spring entering on the right here. Nice deep pool, fast water. I see so many fish in the water, it's ridiculous. Some of them are smallmouth, some are trout. So I'm gonna see if I can get in the back here and make a couple of casts. Using a wee craw here. It's a deep diving artificial lure. I think I'm going to pull over to the side here and tie on a different lure, since we have a lot of watercress and seaweed floating in the water. Still beautiful scenery. Got a nice breeze coming through here. It feels like about 75 degrees. Couldn't ask for better temps. Now, some damn nice fishing spots, but it's pretty scary. I think we go to the right here, or left. gotta be careful in these spots. When the water's low, better to get out. Hey. Good. A little tricky at times, isn't it? You know, the slow water definitely keeps you on your toes. Gotta pay attention. Like the fish in here, but it's just too risky. You might see a rock and then have to paddle really quick. Like there's one to the left of me. And I'm pretty heavily loaded, so I can't turn on a dime. But even if the kayak flipped, I'd be okay, because it's self-draining and everything is tied down. Nothing will come loose. Most of the equipment is all stored inside the kayak, so I'm in good shape. This thing holds so much. It can hold up to 500 pounds of payload. Oh, there's a good fishing spot. Right up there to the right along that shady bank. So I think we'll make a few casts over there. Well, there's definitely some speed to this river with the low water. And the guy warned me that just below Turner Mill there's a root wad that I should probably walk the kayak through. Boy, there's some sharp turns. Man, what a fishing spot. Just one beautiful spot after another with these towering cliffs. It really is an amazing little stretch of river. Whew, that was scary. Man, that could have been up. Wow. But I made it. Man, that was tough. That could have almost flipped there. I was ready for it. Hey, doing any good?
Maybe just getting wet.
I know, the sun's still too high. I mean, it's just one great hole after another, but yeah, that was a little tricky as well. I found the right spot to go through. You just don't see those rocks till you're right on them. Waves are a piece of cake in this kayak, as you can see. Well, here's a campground. Good camping spot. Looks like somebody marked it. But I don't think I've passed Turner Mill yet. Maybe it's time to stop and check the GPS and see where I am. Okay, so it is about a little after 4:30, and it's about time to find a camping spot with a good fishing hole. There's something here on the right that might work. I think I see sand, and we have some bluffs, so that would be a deep hole. I think we found it. I think I can make this work. There's not too many gravel bars, and I think this is going to have to be it. I'd rather have sand underneath the tent than gravel. And we might possibly have fish in here. Oh yeah. Well, I just saw a 2-foot trout, so I think we're going to park here. Oh yeah, beautiful sand, nice deep hole. Oh yeah, this is going to work well. And I have a nice view. Sun will shine on me in the morning. No firewood, but that's okay. Couple just floated by. They're on their way another mile or so. Otherwise, I've only seen 2 other people on the river. Well, it's 6:30 and I managed to find some firewood. So we'll have a fire this evening. Camp is set up. And I've got the kayak beached. Charging some batteries off the motorcycle battery, which is mounted up front. 6:30 at night. Sun sets in about 2 hours. You can hear the spring peepers. They're really loud. That usually indicates it's a good time to start fishing. Well, you're not going to believe this, but a snapping turtle just stole one of my trout. Got 2 of them right here. I had 3, but the snapping turtle just grabbed one of them. Nice sunset, ready to make some dinner. Trout are filleted, ready to go. Sunrise happened about an hour ago, and I had 3 otters swimming along this bank. They were feeding on trout. Pretty dangerous there. I would have slammed right against that. As you can see, the water is really moving. Let's see, the GPS says 6 miles an hour. Okay, I've got the fishing pole rigged again, and I think I'm going to fish this big deep hole right here, and then I've got a few more miles to paddle before I get to the next camping spot. Maybe 5 miles, 6 6 miles. You can just see the fish jumping in the water, so they're definitely feeding. And there is Jumping Rock. It's a swimming hole. So this is the new best camping spot I found. Somebody was here yesterday. They didn't pick up their beer can. And it's where these two sections come together. And then there's another camp spot right up there that looks really nice too. Only problem with it is that I don't think there's very good fishing here. The water's really fast, shallow, but other than that, if you don't need to fish, this is an excellent spot. Plenty of shade. Ooh, nice deep hole. A lot of trees in the water though. So many spots you have to get out and walk here because it's just too dangerous. You don't know what's in the water here. After that storm, there's so much tree damage. It's better to just walk. So I just passed Riverton Access maybe a mile ago. So I'm over the halfway point of the 19-mile float. And I pulled over here for lunch. Beautiful camping spot. It's nice and elevated in case of a flash flood. Shouldn't be any problem. Nice landing in the shade for the kayak. It's always good to check the weather before you go to bed. You never know what the forecast is going to be, but even though it said the next 3 days is great, I always listen to the weather radio. Well, I didn't catch any trout for dinner. They don't seem to like this fast water even though I can see them. But nevertheless, I have a nice view from the campsite. This is looking downstream. Well, it's 7:30 in the morning and I'm off on the last leg of this trip, heading down to Greer Spring and then eventually to Riverton, which is maybe 4 or 5 miles away. And here I'm coming up to Greer Spring on the left. I can hear it. You can see the water coming in just after this tree. And yes, water is much colder again. Crystal clear water. Looks like a great camp spot straight ahead. Hopefully that guy from yesterday with a 500-pound canoe, he looked like he was on a journey. Hopefully he stopped there for the evening. Sure do like having a rudder on a kayak. Makes these little turns just that much easier. Looks like someone's camping here on the left. Oh, this is that guy from yesterday. That heavy kayak or canoe. Wow, that was interesting. Didn't see that rock. Had the sun in my eyes. But we survived that. I think if I would have been in anything shorter, I might have gone over. Phew. Good morning. Well, there's definitely a couple more camping spots below Bowes Mill. So there's this one to the right, after those big rapids I just went through. And I've got a fork up here. I don't know which way to go yet, left or right. Left was definitely better than right. But it looks like a pretty sharp turn down here. I'll have to slow down. Big tree laying across the water. Morning. Don't need coffee with this stuff in the water, huh?
Not at all.
Now it looks like some excellent campgrounds on the right here. Good fishing. Looks like a creek coming in on the left. And then on the right here is where I could have gone, but the water was pretty fast. I didn't want to risk it. But there's probably 6 camping spots below Bo's Mill. Plenty of firewood. Oh yeah, if I would have gone to the right here, it's nothing but log jams. That would have been horrible. Can't really tell what's ahead of me here. I think I'll stay to the left. Yeah, I think I'll get out and walk this. When the water is this low and this fast, it's just too dangerous. And I'm only a quarter mile from taking out. And there's Riverton. That's the bridge up ahead. That was a nice little finish to a 19-mile trip. 3 days. Looks like somebody's ahead of me. So now I find the boat ramp and then walk up to my car. Looks like someone's fishing. And that marks the end of a nice trip. Saw a lot of deer crossing the water. And perfect weather. And most importantly, I didn't flip once.